Okay, so I was watching a video there with one of my boyfriends, a guy called Lex Friedman, and he had this guy called Mr. Beast on. Now, I actually don't know Mr. Beast's name, but I do know that he is a massive, and I do mean massive, YouTube star. Now, for those of you who aren't particularly familiar with YouTube stars, that essentially means that he's, you know, up there with the biggest stars in Hollywood. Like, it's massive. But anyway, I digress. So Mr. Beast was asked by Lex Friedman what advice he would give to YouTubers. And I have aspirations of becoming somewhat of a YouTuber, or at least increasing my platform. At the current moment, I think I have, is it 250 subscribers? Haven't uploaded a video in, I don't know, 5 years, something like that. And again, 250 subscribers on YouTube is effectively no subscribers on YouTube. And I'm taking a bit of advice given to Lex Friedman by Mr. Beast, which was make 100 videos. Make 100 videos, upload 100 videos, and make each one slightly better than the last. So I did a bit of a practice run with this before I even hit record, because I fully intend to upload what I'm recording here now. And it's in an effort to get out of my own way and just do the things, or the thing that I want to do, and not fucking overthink it to the point of non-existence, which is what I've done. I've been thinking and thinking and thinking about doing this for fucking ever and never doing it. So I'm making a conscious effort to get out of my own goddamn way and actually do it. And the bit of advice that he gave me was brilliant, because when asked what was his advice is this: make a video and upload it, then make another video and make it slightly better than the last one and upload it, and just do that 100 times. And then when you've done that, go and ask Mr. Beast or someone else who knows more about this than you for advice. But his point, I suppose, was there's no point in asking for advice or being given advice until you've reached a certain amount of productive achievement. In this case, you know, producing or making at least and uploading YouTube content. Now, straight off the bat, I've had to fix the camera a couple of times because the roads are a bit rocky and it's bouncing all over the place, and I'm going out of frame, and that's annoying me. So the next time that I record something, that will be fixed, or at least not fixed, but slightly mitigated at worst, okay? And it's funny because it's something that I used to preach in the podcast. I have, I don't know, 500 episodes up online between conversations and what I call solos, which is me just chatting to myself, essentially. Monologuing, essentially, like what I'm doing now. And I had a catchphrase of sorts back in the day, which was, done beats perfect. And the idea being that better to do something and do it badly than to not do it at all, because at least there's learning, there's progression, there's movement forward. Progression is the key thing. Another one of my mantras or little sound bites was incremental improvements or incremental steps. I'm a big fan of that. Little bitty steps. It's like that old cliche of, you know, how do you run a marathon? Fucking one step at a time. You'll have noticed, no doubt, that the video keeps jumping. That's because I'm pausing it to gather my thoughts and say something else, instead of being left with what I believe is dead air. But another improvement, and another immediate improvement that I can make, is to have a better idea of exactly what it is that I'm going to say. Now, again, I don't mind. The whole point of doing this was to get started. I'm not going to be judged in a year's time on the content of this video. I'll be judged, and by judged I mean by myself. I'll judge how many videos I uploaded and how much the content quality has improved by. Which reminds me of an analogy, me that loves my little analogies. So the analogy is, if you give somebody a blank piece of paper and you give them a palette of all the different colors in the world, mechanical pencils, different types of pens, crayons, markers, colors, brushes, everything they could possibly want to paint a masterpiece. And you say, okay, I'm going to give you a month, and when I come back, I want to see your best efforts at a self-portrait. The pressure there would be immense, because you've no excuse not to come up with something very good. But if I was to say, okay, here's a pencil and an A4 piece of paper, You've 60 seconds to draw me a self-portrait. Better yet, you've 30 seconds to draw me a self-portrait. Like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a fucking oval shape for my face. I'm going to put in roughly where my eyes are, where my nose is, where my mouth is, where my ears is. I'll have all that done in 15 seconds, and then I'll use the remaining 15 seconds to put in eyebrows and, you know, detail the eyes and put in nostrils and different things. And I'll just do it, and it'll be done. Because there's no pressure, there's no expectation there. You're not going to come up with anything good in 30 seconds. You're just going to come up with whatever you can scribble on a page. But if you did that 100 times, at the end of it, you'd have learned something about drawing self-portraits. And I think there's a good analogy there for life in general, to take the pressure out of everything. Lower your expectations, and lower your expectations to the point of doing marginally better than what you did before. So pick anything. For argument's sake, just pick today. What can you do today that would be a marginal improvement on yesterday? Not how am I going to become a millionaire, or how am I going to achieve this, or this, or how am I going to get a girlfriend, or start a business, or get a six-pack, or anything like that. They're way too far ahead in the future. If you're looking to improve your life, which I think we all should be, at least, and I certainly am. And on that note, I've been thinking about how I should improve my life for a long time now. Endlessly. It's one of my things. I'm a big advocate of the whole self-improvement thing. But I think there's something in that Mr. Beast guy's advice. There's something to committing to doing 100 videos, or writing 10 songs, or drawing 10 pictures, or doing, 50 dance routines, or whatever the fuck it is. It doesn't matter. But commit to a number, call it 10, 50, or 100. Commit to a number, and commit to nothing more than making the next one a tiny little bit better than the last one. So for this one, for a start, as I said already, I'm going to fix the camera a little bit better. I'm going to have a better idea of what I want to say, so I don't have to pause the video. I'm going to get rid of whatever that fucking yellow thing is behind me. That's annoying me. And I might even fucking dress myself a little bit better. But I'm not going to do all of those in the next episode. I'll be happy enough to get rid of that, because that's bugging me. If I got rid of that and I fixed the camera and I had a better idea of what I was going to say, that'd go a long way. And on that note, I'll chat to you soon.